I want you guys to stay safe and stay employed and stay ahead of the game because the game will drive you crazy. All right, so I read this article, right, by Stephanie Pappas. The article was published in October of 2020. So in this article, she's discussing unemployment, being laid off, and how that leads to mental health breakdown, which is something I want to talk to you guys about today. I've already told you guys that when my boss called me and told me that I was being laid off from a job I had several years back, many years ago, that was like such a shock, and it was like a nuclear bomb had exploded inside of my brain. I saw everything that I owned and had, all of my relationships just basically dissolve before my eyes as my manager sat telling me that I was being let go from this company. And I think at a fundamental level, I watch a lot of what's going on out there in these poor neighborhoods. I see a lot of what's happening in the world today with poor people in poor neighborhoods. And I think what it boils down to is people really honestly not having a job that they like, that they are excited about getting up every day and going to and spending 8, 9, 10 hours of your day at this particular job. It's just not exciting. And then not having a job, I think leads to so many unproductive activities. Not having a job is a detriment. Everybody needs to have some gainful employment. And when you get let go from a job, or even worse, if you just get fired, because the people who get let go, they usually leave with a package. And when I got let go, I was given a severance package. You could get a package that could include health benefits that'll last you for a year. So even though you might not have a job, if you had a decent job and you got a severance package, you can still walk away with enough support while you look for gainful employment. And that's important, right? I think the thing that sucks is really the people who don't want jobs. I think these are the people who you see in these ghetto exploitation videos showing young men smoking, pointing guns at the camera, talking about how ghetto they are, talking about how gangster they are. It's really kind of sad watching these videos. I know that that's just a part of society and it could be just a block or a whole entire neighborhood, but it's really sort of telling when you see these videos. The more I do my research into the job market today, in today's job market, and I'm looking at the effects of not having a job, I think that not having a meaningful occupation is a detriment to society. I think it's extremely important for individuals to find something meaningful to do every day, something that you love, because this can really affect your sanity. And on the flip side of that, if you're living in Georgia, you work at your own risk and a company can lay you off or fire you for any reason. They don't even need a reason. They can just justify laying you off because, your shirt's yellow. I mean, it really doesn't matter. So if you look at this article, when it talks about the effect of job losses, think about the effect and the impact of not even having the prospect of getting a job. If you live in a certain neighborhood where you have to drive maybe an hour to a job every day because there's no good jobs in your neighborhood. And if you think about that, if you don't have a car, so many different things that impact our society today. There's so many different things that impact our society today. I just can't name them. I can't name them all. But a lot of it comes down to having meaningful employment. A lot of it comes down to people not having something to do on a daily basis. That's important, man. You really got to think about that. Giving people something to do. You're going to see more and more people standing on the corner pointing guns at cameras if we don't get these people jobs. If we don't go into these neighborhoods and start creating businesses, these people are going to tear this country apart. And that goes for everybody. And I don't care where you're from, what city you're from, what color you are, what race you are. If you live in a neighborhood where you don't have the prospect of getting a good solid job, then you need to leave that neighborhood and move somewhere where the jobs are, because your mental health is at stake. And that is a fact, folks. Is what you need to do right now, if you're listening to this video, is you need to take that same energy that you would take to the job market after you've been fired or let go or laid off from a job. You need to use that same energy while you have a job, making sure that you are absolutely 100% prepared for the big layoff or the firing or whatever it is that you do that gets ripped from under you unexpectedly, like it happened to me once, and I was totally unprepared. So you really need to think about that, all right? That's all I have for today, folks. You guys stay employed, build businesses, stay safe. Peace.